Hey, what's up? It's Rashad hanging with the Joneses. She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney Plus. Episode number 7, The Retreats. Gotta talk about the thing to talk about the thing, so all spoilers. This has to be one of my favorite episodes of the season so far. Josh from the wedding and Jen have gone on a couple dates, and she is really feeling him. By the third date, she let Josh hit it. And Josh ends up ghosting her. So the majority of the episode is her dealing with the emotions of being ghosted again. Just as Jen and not as She-Hulk. We end up with going to Emil Blonsky's little retreat. And his PO was like, hey, his inhibitor bracelet messed up. We got to go check on him. We go down there. This guy's mortified, thinking that he's going to turn into an abomination. Jen comes with them for, some Hulk backup. And he fixes his basically like ankle bracelet. And he is out. Jen's about to leave. We got two of the most D-E-list characters ever. A guy named Manbull, some other dude who looks like a matador who claims he's a swashbuckler. They end up wrecking her car. So she can't leave. And they're way out in the sticks somewhere in California. So they have to wait for a tow truck. Tow truck is going to take a few hours to come. So Mill's like, hey, while you're here, how about you just, do the retreat with us? Get in on some groups, go to the yurt, get your sweat on. And Jen's like, no, I'm not really down for none of that. And the whole time she has been enamored with being left on red, basically. So she's trying to find signal so she can get that text message in. It's funny because it's really just a microcosm of society now, how we are so enmeshed with, with our phones and what people think about us, what people say about us, are they gonna respond to us? And we tend to forget that we are our own individuals. And in her case, she's two individuals. And that's what kind of messed her up. But she ends up going to this little group that they're having, little group session, and it's just there's also a dude just like a porcupine, with just like blades sticking out of him and a mask on. And then there's this guy who claims to be a vampire as well. And it's just a real funny grouping of people. And then all of a sudden, the guy from the other episode when they tried to jump her behind her house, the guy who had the Asgardian crowbar, he's there as well. They do a whole like previously on right in the middle of the episode just for him, which was like very, very meta. So he's there dealing with his issues of, trying to be a superhero or villain or whatever. And Jen is not having it. Jen throws him across the room and they end up having her sit down in a group to work out her issues as well. And that's like the best part for me because Jen finally realizes that people may not like her for being She-Hulk and people may not like her for being Jen. Either way, it doesn't matter. She has to like all sides of herself. And that's really what this was. This was a self-exploration into managing her own expectations and how, regardless of what people think about either her or She-Hulk, that she's going to be okay. Even she mentions how she can turn into the popular girl anytime she wants. But people are going to like her for that, but not like her for Jen. That's why I heard her so much with Josh. She thought that Josh liked her for Jen. But as we see, at the end of the episode, Josh didn't like her for Jen. Josh was working for the intelligentsia, hence the whole camera setup and all that. At the end of the last episode, we saw like she was being monitored at the wedding. So Josh set all that up. I'm pretty sure Titania has something to do with this too. It just seems too convenient that she was there as a distraction as well. And Josh was one to step in because they know that her, one of her tendencies is to, date men. So, yeah, that was definitely she got set up. Definitely got set up. But she ends up leaving the retreat and Emil's like, make sure you come back and all that good stuff. And essentially, the episode is over, and then we have a 3 days ago with the scene I just talked about with Josh. So Josh ends up, he hit that, steals all her data off of her phone, then takes a picture of her because she's like laying on the bed, of course covered up because it's PG-13, TV-14 basically, but just her back out, takes a picture, and then he bounces, and that's the end of the episode. But yeah, really fun episode. Really hoping that that Jen is way more comfortable with her identity as She-Hulk and as Jen. Because, yeah, that's like the basis of the whole show, essentially. Her understanding herself when it comes to the world around her and being She-Hulk. But that's all I got for this one. Make sure you go back on the channel. If you watch Game of Thrones stuff, we are doing House of the Dragon every Monday at 7 p.m. Did a banger review on my boy Antonio at 20 Franchise and all the things. Tomorrow, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Yesterday, we also did Andor on Star Wars on Disney Plus. Really interesting series. Very pared down and gritty and raw. Rogue One-esque, should I say? Saturday, Lord of the Rings on Amazon Prime, of course, The Rings of Power, and we're doing that. And then, come back around next Monday, House of the Dragon again. But yeah, till next time.